Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 32 of the 5 Minute Major Podcast of St. Louis, presented by Across the Board. It's another week of undefeated hockey in St. Louis.
Heck yeah.
It's insane.
Oh, I love it.
We were perfect in March. Did not lose a single game. Come off some gutsy wins. You know, we've been tired. We've been playing playoff hockey for months now, and we're still tired. We're still pulling off regulation wins. Now we're coming home for a week. We get the rest up for another day tomorrow. Just insane stuff. If we win the next 3 at home this week, we break the record that was set in 2019 for most wins in a row with 12 instead of 11.
Please. I hope so. I just hope so, because it would just be the cherry on top. Another 2019 run.
Just
Jim Montgomery wins Coach of the Year. Doug Armstrong would somehow manage to find a way to be GM of the Year.
Yeah. I don't have I don't think we're gonna go out and win the Stanley Cup. I do think that we're gonna be really competitive and it's gonna be fun to watch.
Did you think we were gonna win the Stanley Cup in 2019 though?
Well, of course not. But once you saw them in the playoffs, it was so special. But you never, I don't know. Can history repeat itself twice in 5 years?
I would be so happy if it did. It'd be
great.
We'll
see. Yeah, we'll see. We got lots of news to talk about, including some rookie news, which is cool. And then, of course, we'll run through recent games, talk about them, and then we're gonna break down the playoff picture in a little bit more detail and kind of go through the final 9, 8, 7 games for the 3 teams that matter, which is Blues, Canucks, and Flames. Yeah. Josh, what do you think? How are you feeling? And just in life in general, and how are you feeling about this?
Yeah, life in general, we're thriving and surviving. I'm almost all packed up here and just all situated, and I don't like being an adult trying to sell a house. It's not fun, but here we are. We're thriving, we're surviving. Hockey's great, and I can't complain. This team, though, I have tried to hold off as long as I can about comparing them to 2019, thinking this is the real deal, but they just keep reminding me maybe this is another miracle run. I don't know. Everything is falling in place right now, which is crazy.
Yeah.
We're doing it as a team aspect again. We have the best goalie tandem, I think, since the Four Nations. And I've had this debate with people at work. We did not have the best goalie tandem pre-Four Nations, in my opinion. We had
it's just not true.
We
were maybe 15th.
Yeah, we had a decent goalie tandem with maybe a 910 save percentage, 908, 9.
It was like 900.
Was it 900? Yeah.
Yeah, they were both sub 900 at one point.
So the turnaround, Dave Alexander is doing wonders as the goalie coach. The keeping the goalies rested was the best move, even if it was questioning why you're playing a Hofer in this game or a Binner in this game or not playing. It's been great. And can we still take a moment to say this D-Corps is playing amazing hockey, and they're doing it without Colton Parayko. That in itself right now is one of the best things I can say.
Yeah.
Is that reinforcements are coming, and we're going to talk about some rookie signings. And I think he will be in the lineup, and I think I know who should be coming out in this, my opinion. And I think BK and Ferrario kind of talked about it. Ferrario talked about it after the game the other night about who he thinks is coming out and who I kind of think is coming out just after seeing who played and who didn't play.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing you mentioned is Parayko's out, dude. Cam Fowler has been unreal.
Amazing. Letty has been nothing but good for you.
He's been solid. He's been solid enough. And we've mentioned it before, they might make the old man mistakes. They might look slow, but they've just been keeping people to the outside.
Justin Falk, man. We complained about Justin Falk through periods of this season.
Oh, yeah. You had to, man.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was a health issue. I don't know. But he is doing everything right for you right now as well.
Exactly.
And the vibe. Like, I mean, all I can say is they're a family, and that's hard to beat
Yeah.
when they're playing for each other.
Yeah.
It's no
Now, how do
longer
you
just
right.
about the team. Or just about an individual. It's the whole team.
And now the question is how do you fit in these rookies that are prospects that we've been waiting for a while when a team is gelling so well? I don't think it's going to make a big difference. Like, I think he's going to come in and be amazing. Before we get to Snuggy, we'll say Jekko and Lucas Fisher signed 3-year entry-level contracts as well, which is huge.
Yeah.
Jekko's been all right, solid. Fisher's been all right, solid. So now they can really develop under a
And
contract. And
Jakob Stancil has come over to the AHL. So both Fisher and
oh, did
Jakob
not know
Stancil.
that.
Yes.
Nice.
So Stancil came over. So Stancil's getting to play.
That's huge.
They're developing, and we're starting to bring some of those European players. And I did see, courtesy of Twitter or X, that Lindstein has been playing a lot more in the
Yeah,
playoffs.
he had a goal and an assist last game, so that's huge for
Yeah.
him. He'll
Shout out Mike
probably
Meyer for keeping us in the loop on the Theo.
yeah. Moving on to Jimmy Snuggerud, he also signed a 3-year entry level contract with your St. Louis Blues. I don't know why we were ever worried that he
Yeah,
wasn't gonna come. I
it
He's just a kid, man. He just wants to win with his buddies, and they got bounced early in a crazy game.
terrible
Um,
call, missed call in the end. But I mean,
but you can't give up a
Jimmy was
3-1
doing
lead.
everything. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
but
Jimmy had 2 goals.
yeah, I will say he looked a little lax on defense on that game winner.
Yeah,
But now he gets to play for us.
yeah.
Now, how do you gel him into a team that's on a 9-game win streak? Like Dvorsky played because there was injuries.
Dvorsky's going back down.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah,
I mean, that's fine. If you want to play Snuggerud in a lineup that's just playing so well, you have to sit one of kind of like your glue guys, and that's like a Joseph.
which we say glue guy,
Which
but
is
the
fine, I
other
guess.
night he played 1 shift in the whole third period.
Well, that's because we were playing against a team on similar hot streak at home.
But you're still
It's a
playing.
rivalry. Like
Bolduc and Sonny were still playing though.
that's fine. I
It's
mean,
just
because we trust them more, right? Like Joseph
yeah,
doesn't really have any sort of plus side in other situations besides PK and in 5-on-5. So
yeah,
and I think Monty just loves the fourth line, like, and he knows Bolduc's gonna play like a power forward. With Snuggerud, I kind of feel bad that he got bounced early. I know he was really wanting to make a statement and win it
yeah.
with Minnesota, but they got beat.
There's no reason they should have lost to UMass. That's the other thing. Like, you can't lose to a UMass team. Like, you
That's
are a better
unfortunate.
team, but
It's unfortunate. Well, him and his 2 buddies sign. They sign in Chicago. He signs in St. Louis. That'll be a fun one for years to come. If he comes in and he plays third line, he's playing with Bolduc, who's can show him kind of the ropes of how he's really figured it out. Like
yeah,
those 2 are sniper threats everywhere on both sides of the ice. It's going to be interesting with Sundqvist between them if this is what happens, or if he plays first line.
yeah.
That would be really interesting. And then you just move Neighbors back down in place of Joseph. I mean, I'm not mad with that either. So we'll see what Monty thinks when he starts practicing. I think he's gonna be good. I don't want people to think he's gonna be like just Cale Makar, come in, contribute every second of every play. I don't
But
want like excitement to be that too
which
high,
I
but I
will
think he's
say,
gonna be a big addition, like Loki.
Bernie Fedorko's talked about him and said it's one of the best wrist shots he's ever seen in his life.
That's good.
So, I mean, he's got a stellar one-timer as well. And it's a stellar one-timer from the right side. So now you got a stellar one-timer from the left and the right. Or he's from the left side, and
Right.
then Holloway's right side. So, like, can you imagine a power play unit with Thomas, Snuggerud, Holloway? My gosh.
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun to watch. I hope he's like. I hope he can kind of take the first line fame, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and take it and run with it, which I think he will. So it's exciting. Yeah.
Which
So
is
let
it's crazy how this Frozen 4 is looking too. Looking at that, like just a Boston College lost today to Denver.
Yeah, I saw Grinelli tweet out how Denver was just like a serious real deal. They like looked really good.
Yeah, your Frozen 4 is Denver, Western Michigan, Boston U, and Penn State.
Heck yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about.
That
That's the variety you need.
uh-huh. But
Oh man.
other than that, we can jump into some other hockey. I did go to the PWHL. That was in
Yeah.
town this weekend. Shout out to the PWHL who just put on a class act great performance. I think I've decided my allegiance. Even though they got a St. Louis girl on the Ottawa Charge, it is the Boston Fleet. Hillary Knight, captain of USA. You got to go with her. She's amazing to watch in person. It was really a fun experience. And crazy part is, tried to buy a jersey. Either team sold out in the first hour
Nice.
of doors opening.
That's
So St.
awesome.
Louis showed up, filled the whole lower bowl. I would be interested to see if the future of the PWHL would bring a team to St. Louis. I think it'd be good for us.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We
Yeah.
already have a female owner on with the soccer team here, so maybe she's interested in hockey too.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Hello, everyone. Welcome here to the 5-Minute Major podcast of STL, presented by Across the Board. Yes, that's right. We are now partnered with Across the Board Handcrafted Unique Entertainment, which is a one-of-a-kind St. Louis-based company that creates some of the best games in the country. They have games ranging from horse racing to NASCAR, baseball to hockey. Across the Board provides quality entertainment for all ages. Here's one of their penny hockey games that we were able to partner with them on. So it has our logo, which is super cool. You can play this game at home. You can display it in your man cave. There's so many different potentials that you can do with these games. But you should check them out, guys.
We couldn't be happier to have Kim McDaniel and her company on as a sponsor or partner. Her and her husband started this company from their garage 17 years ago, and it's blossomed into something so cool and amazing. You will learn lots more about them, so please stay tuned and make sure to check their links in the description below to know more about the McDaniel story and Across the Board. All right, let's get into the Blues' recent games. We have 3 for you. Of course, they're all wins, as you know. These 3 games were kind of similar at the beginning, and then just like I don't know what it is with this team right now. They just seem to control the game late. It's wild. So we were at home versus the Canadians. We won 6-1.
My gosh.
So at first, the first period was tight. It was the last 2 minutes of this period. There were 3 goals. Kyrou, his 31st from Broberg and Holloway. Just offer sheet boys contributing yet again on a goal. Suzuki, less than a minute later, tied it up from Hudson and Caulfield. There's their top 3 players. And then Holloway a minute later after that from Broberg and Thomas. 2-1 after the first Blues. What the heck? Unreal start to the game. And then the Blues just decided that Montreal was their baby and took the game over completely and destroyed the second hottest team in the NHL in the second and the third period. Thomas from Broberg and Fox, Texier from Fowler and Joseph going to the third, Broberg from Neighbors and Thomas, and then Bolduc from Thomas and Fowler. Broberg had 4 points. That's his first 4.9 in his career, and Thomas also had 4 points.
Yeah.
No one talks about Robert Thomas.
It's all clicking.
No one talks about him. He is clearly a 100-point player.
Yes.
And he's
clearly should be a favorite for Team Canada for the Olympics.
Easily.
I don't know how he's not on that team. And
easily.
We'll have conversations close to that. We should have at least 3
3 or 4.
Yeah.
Kyrou should be considered too.
Yeah.
And Holloway might be a dark horse.
I think they'd pick a Holloway over a Kyrou, in my opinion.
I could see it too. A little bit more grit.
A 4th line guy for them on Team Canada.
Okay. Yeah. Unreal. All right, back to the games. I don't have anything else to say about this. We came out. I was nervous. It was a trappy game. Montreal,
who was on a
hot,
burner. Yeah,
hot as heck. just destroyed them.
Yeah.
I mean, like, made them look horrible. What a game.
Yeah.
What a game.
But the next game is the one that I was a little more concerned about, not for the
Yeah.
sheer fact of a win or lose. I was just afraid someone would come out hurt
Yeah.
because the Predators are just goons right now because what else do they have to do?
Yeah. You know what? I was at this game. It was a lot of fun in Nashville. Their fans are normal. I mean, you know, their team is horrible. So there weren't many seats filled. There were actually a lot of Blues fans there. It was
We
awesome.
travel so well to Nashville. It's always so fun when you can hear the "Let's Go Blues" chants over the Predators chants.
Oh man, it was so awesome. I will say it was horrible to watch. Like,
Yeah.
we were getting destroyed until like pretty much late second period, where we kind of got within distance to tie this thing up.
Yep.
Not many physicality plays that caught my eye where I was like, oh, that was dirty from somebody. It was just tight.
Yeah.
And actually the Predators kind of just controlled the game for like half of it.
Yeah.
First period, they scored 2 goals. Shea and Svechkov. No O'Reilly points, unfortunately. The second period comes around. We're still down 2-0. Holloway puts one in from Thomas. It was kind of a long range, innocent looking, just put it on net type of play, and it goes in.
We'll take it.
Exactly what you need to do. Dirty. And then the third period, Fowler had pretty much an open lane to the left side of the net and just smoked one right by Saros. It was a beauty too. And that was from Neighbors and Shen. And then, like, what was it? 30 seconds later, Holloway came in and scored, and we took the lead 3-2. And then also Kyrou came in like 10 seconds after that and almost scored to make it 4-2.
I was going to say that he almost put it up 4-2, and it was just...
Yeah. Yeah, it was a beauty save. It was a great breakaway chance. I have a couple notes on the game. We were 0 for 3 on the power play. It looked horrible.
Yeah.
Power play looked brutal.
Which is weird because that has been our bread and butter lately too. Exactly.
We did out-hit Nashville somehow. I thought they played a physical game too, but I don't know. We out-hit them, and then we had 17 giveaways, and I think they had like 6.
Yeah, it was a sloppy game.
It was so sloppy.
And I'm going to be honest, we did not have a right to win that game.
No.
Like, good Lord.
Those are those dirty games that you need to win to stay in a playoff spot, especially right now, and we did. Just a gutsy win. It was a lot of fun seeing Predators fans sad walking out of the arena, and it was a lot of fun seeing the Blues fans chant super loud inside and outside on Broadway, "Let's go Blues." So good job, St. Louis. And again, the Blues, man, they keep this thing alive. That's 8 in a row. I'll talk about Thomas a little bit more after this next one, which was also just a gutsy game. Like,
yeah,
I'll let you go through the goal scores and maybe talk about some things as well, since I'm talking too much.
No, you got it. So the Blues I think the matchup of matchups to really see if we were the real deal. They go into Colorado. And the power play gets going, which it needed to be going, with a wonderful, wonderful goal from Bolduc right in that slot, and assisted by none other than Robert Thomas. Again, and Sonny. Then Nathan MacKinnon follows it up with another beautiful goal. Nathan MacKinnon is, in my opinion, I think one of the best or the best player in the league. I think it's like a 3-way tie between him, Draisaitl, and McDavid.
Yeah.
Like, McDavid is just unreal, but MacKinnon has this whole other level and physicality that he brings to the game.
Yep.
And Devontae Taves, still, I think if you have to pick a player outside of the Blues that is just underappreciated around the league, Taves is just a stud.
Yeah.
And I don't think he gets talked about enough.
No, he gets out or overshadowed by Makar. He plays with Makar too. And like, I think it's so important to know that he can just play so simple and just rack up points and a plus almost every game.
Which it probably helps when you're playing with Makar, but like also like he doesn't make errors though.
No,
that's the other thing. He's clean.
he has to cover for Makar.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, because I know that he can get sporadic and get up in plays and use his speed and physicality. But honestly, I think like Makar's like above average defensively, I guess, but he's
Yeah.
not like outstanding like a Slavin, where I'm like,
Yeah.
holy, like Slavin every play he breaks it
Mm-hmm.
up. Like Makar sometimes he can fumble, and
Yep.
if Taves is there, he's cleaning it up.
Yeah.
That's how good they are. So you're right.
Yeah. And then we jump into the second period. It was back and forth, but like
Yeah.
it was even. It was very even. We got outplayed kind of in the first period at the end. But second period, we stuck with them. Third period, we're sticking with them as well. And then Buchnevich, right on the doorstep, puts his 15th goal up of the year and an assist from Robert Thomas again and Father Time Suter. So, like, gutsy win. And
Dude.
that ending of that game, they were gassed, but they found a way to pull it out, which is huge. And Colorado is a good team. Like
Oh yeah.
their additions with Natchez is they've done everything right. So I don't really want to see them in the playoffs. That's the team I don't want to have to play because I think it'd be a very hard playoff series.
Yeah, I agree. I want the first wild card for
Yeah,
sure.
I think the first wild card has to be the
Yeah,
big one. And I mean,
100%.
I think I don't know if you had shared it on X, but the comparison of Bolduc to the second coming of Alex Steen.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, you didn't see that? So I saw that out there, and I'm like, huh,
Kind of makes sense,
kind of
huh?
makes sense. That he's
Oh
playing a
man,
gritty game. He's gonna put up 20 something goals a year. He, I mean,
I like it a lot.
I do too.
It kind of, I mean, like I don't want to compare him because he's his own guy, but I do like that comparison. He's been crazy, man. Like
Props to the coaching staff that really
let
found
him
a
ride it
way. Yeah,
out.
let him write it out and helped him.
Yeah,
Claude
he's
Julian, man.
yeah, agreed. We talked about that like
Yeah,
episodes ago about how much you have to keep him around. He's so important. He's an old coach that knows everything. And Bolduc has played the heaviest hockey I've seen from a rookie in a long
that
time.
I was
And
gonna
he's
say.
contributing with a crazy like goal scoring ability. It's nuts.
Yeah, and I'm glad he's been given the opportunities on the power play. And he's seizing the opportunity because he has a great shot and he's using it, but he also puts himself in physical spots where he's going to take a little bit of a beating, but he does it, and it's great. And for this team, you needed the young players to show up, and they've showed up even better than I thought they would have. So, as a Blues fan, I think we're in a very good spot, and it's very exciting because the young production is just ramping up, and it's even better. And I
Yeah.
think he's got the most goals and points since the Four Nations break out of any rookie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
he's getting recognized. I see Twitter pages recognizing him, so that's awesome. I want to say a couple more things.
yeah,
Bolduc's hit on Lindgren. To me, it's a hockey play. Like he's not trying to hit this guy in the head, dude. Like
no,
there's no way. There's just no way. Um, Sorry, Colorado fans. It is what it is on that one. And then the amount of penalty calls. I agree. I think it was not
Cody Beach was calling penalties left and right there.
it was not great officiating for you guys, but we only contributed once, or we only converted once.
Yeah,
Like, I get it kills momentum. You guys had an opportunity to score on 1-2, and you didn't. You also had 2 minutes of Cale Makar and McKinnon running circles around us for 2 minutes in the last 2 minutes of the game, and you didn't score.
yeah,
So, sorry. Great defense. Bennington was great yet again. That's all I got to say about that. But I do agree that the calls were kind of bad. It's kind of just funny to see like McKinnon complain all the time,
oh yeah,
when he gets a call, every time he gets a call
yeah,
on him, he's
he
complaining.
he is a complainer.
Yeah, he just wants to be respected,
Yeah,
and usually he's so competitive it looks like he's upset. um Yeah. So, all right, you got anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna take this last thing with
Oh, okay.
Thomas. So Thomas does tie the franchise record for most consecutive multi-assist games. He is tied with Doug Waite, which is pretty good company to be in if you're talking hockey. I really hope he breaks it. Like,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he's doing everything right, and I keep going back to what would our points look like if he didn't get hurt right now? Like, where would we be right now? That's the hard part because you're like, where would Broberg's points be if he didn't get hurt and have to really figure it out again? Like, all these guys that seem to have been really banged up and their points have definitely taken an effect for it, but like they're still putting up good points. We're a pack mentality team. It's not like we're gonna have that guy with 140 points at the end of the season. But I'm okay with this pack mentality. That's always been the Blues way. We've never had that true amazing superstar. I think the last guy you could really claim to be a superstar was Tarasenko in St. Louis, and he was on the lower echelon of that tier.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I think Robert Thomas is a superstar.
Yeah.
I think he's just about as good as Braden Point, minus the goal scoring.
Yeah.
He's pretty much Mitch Marner on a lower level, B tier superstar, but he's still a superstar to me. Unreal, bro. 100-point player.
Yeah.
Hopefully he does it next year if he can stay fully healthy.
He's 63 games, 68 points. He's a plus 16.
Yeah. Hey, before we start talking about the playoff race, go look at Broberg's plus minus.
Oh, what is it? Broberg plus 20.
He hit plus 20.
Dang. Oh, you know who else? Look at Zach Bolduc. Plus 19.
He's still out there. Oh my god. We say that's kind of just a BS stat, but it's fun to see a couple of your players really, really contributing when they're on the ice like that. That's awesome. Okay. Let's get into the breakdown of the rest of the games for us and the two teams behind us.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about the Wild. We're not really worried about anything like that. If they lose and we win, great. We'll take your spot. If not, we'll keep holding on to the second. So,
yeah.
First, let's talk about the Blues. We obviously only have 7 games left, and Canucks have 8, and the Flames have 9. I still don't get how they have.
I don't know how the scheduling of this is this lopsided. Like it's
I still don't get it. Like, how are they not caught up? Like, where's a back-to-back for them? I just don't get it. But anyways, we're home for this week. It's 3 games at home in a row. It's Detroit, Pittsburgh, and then Colorado again on Saturday.
Yep.
I mean, in reality, I think you go 2-1 or 2-0-1 or 3-0. I think if you're still on this heater, you win the first 2, and then the third game is another one of those games where it's tight and it's 50-50.
Yeah, you have to beat the Red Wings, and you can't lose to the Penguins again. Like,
no, that's not the way you did last time.
Yeah, no.
No.
So you win the Red Wings for sure. You got to beat the Penguins. The Red Wings are struggling in net, Talbot's good this year towards the end, but I think it'll be a very interesting matchup against the Avalanche. And then, I don't know. I think the Jets will be an interesting game as well. I do wonder if they're kind of at the point where they're going to try to rest some people and make sure they're healing up. But
yeah, if they have to play us.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, I'm writing down what I think is probably going to happen.
Yeah.
Just because of the situation we're in. So, 7 games, best case scenario, you win them all. Duh.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, you lose like the next 5, and then it's really bad.
Yeah.
But I have win against the Red Wings, win against the Penguins, lose against the Avalanche.
I think it's an overtime loss.
So 2-1. Jets loss.
Yep.
And then I'll say a win against the Oilers. I think the Oilers are overrated.
I think we could lose the last game of the year to Utah.
That's fine. I don't care about that because we're in at that point.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Which
So
at that point, I hope we're secured enough where it's like whoever is banged up that they could rest. I would like to see us rest.
Yeah. So you're thinking we go 4-2-1.
Yep.
Which is fine with me. That is 9 total points, and that would put us at, what is that, 96?
Yeah. Which should put you in a playoff spot.
Yes, and I said 95 is the number. So yeah, I mean, I just agree with you. I agree with you. We're not on a too long. I like the 3-game homestand a lot, and then we go up to Canada, which stinks. But then we come home for Utah, so we can kind of reset again. I think this is the most realistic number, 96.
Yeah.
I think the most, if we can win 12 in a row, man, that's just, I can't see us losing the rest of the year. Like,
oh no, like
it's insane. I just don't get it. Like, why is this happening?
Yeah.
Why am I questioning
it? Yeah,
Um,
I think there's going to be some interesting decisions too that have to be made, which I do wonder if they try to get Pareko a game or two before the playoffs. I think you just let him heal and be the best he can for the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think he plays until the playoffs, for sure.
I think you're going to see Snuggerud at least 3 or 4 of these games.
It makes sense, especially if we keep winning and we're surely in a spot.
Yeah. I just find it hard for him to play and not, like, to come sign a deal and not play.
Yeah.
I think the difference is he's mid-20s. What is he, 21,
he's
22?
Like 21, man.
21. And, I mean, then you got Dvorsky, I think, is 19 and will need to go back down and just ride it out a little.
It depends on how his camp goes next year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think he's for sure on the team next year. I think we're going to have to subtract some players this offseason that people probably aren't. I don't know if Texier is here.
He's definitely not here.
I don't think Joseph's here either. I like Joseph a lot, but I don't know if he's here either.
Yeah, we'll have to see about that.
Yeah. But let's talk Canucks schedule, though.
Okay. That sounds good.
So they lost today in regulation. Finally, someone was able to help us out a little bit. Yeah. But they have
a game in hand.
Yeah. So, I mean, but still, we have the tiebreakers. That's the other thing. We have all 3 tiebreakers against Vancouver.
Yeah.
And I think we have 2 of the 3 against Calgary.
Yeah.
So, those are pluses here. But the Canucks have the Kraken, the Ducks, Vegas, Dallas, Colorado, Minnesota, Sharks, and Vegas again. Man. Yeah. So that Wild team's going to be going all out at that point because I think they're going to be fighting for their spot. Yeah. So, yeah, they're losing to Vegas. They're losing to Dallas. They're losing to Colorado. I think, yeah, I agree with you. They're losing to the Wild. The Sharks are this sneaky team that seem to just screw with everyone.
I know.
Maybe it's just us. I feel like they screw with. I think they lose to the Sharks, and I think they probably beat. I don't know.
I want to say, let's just go with, so the first game, Kraken, I think they win.
They win.
The Kraken are so bad. I'm sorry. Yeah. And then you're going against the Ducks, who's another one of those sneaky ones. They've been so much better this year. They just came back and won an OT against a decent team the other day, didn't they? Like,
yeah.
So they're still kind of have a little fire in them, and Dostal's solid.
Yeah, and they're giving Toronto a run for their money currently right now.
Are they really?
Yeah, it was 2-2. Toronto's winning 3-2 now.
I'm gonna say they beat Anaheim though. I think they win Seattle, they win Anaheim, and then this is where they just get trounced in these next 4 games. Vegas loss, Stars loss, Avalanche loss, Wild loss. And I think that's their season.
Yeah.
I think that 4-game losing streak right there kills them. And then maybe you win against San Jose and win against Vegas, but even if you did that, you're at 89 points and the Blues are at 96. See you, bud.
Yeah.
So they have to in reality, they have to probably win out the way we're playing.
Yes. I think they have to win out or we just have to self-implode.
Exactly.
And I find it very hard to see our team with the energy in that locker room self-implode.
Exactly.
Like, they could have a bad game, but I feel like the bounce back will be insane.
We just had like 3 bad games and we won them.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think Canucks are least likely out of these 3 teams for sure.
Yeah.
Their schedule stinks for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Canucks finish with like 89, 91, but even that, they're done.
Oh gosh, I don't want to hear Flames. Damn, that's a gauntlet.
So the Flames. It does kind of stink for them, but they also have a couple like meh matchups. So they have 9 games left. This is the dumbest thing ever. It's so dumb. Or no, wait.
1, 2, 3.
They have 10? They have 3 games in hand on us right now.
Yeah.
But they play tomorrow and we don't. So technically, anyways, they play Colorado tomorrow, which is Monday.
Yeah.
I think they go in there and I think they get destroyed after what we just did to Colorado.
Oh yeah, Colorado's going to be coming. They're hunting for blood.
I think they just get murdered.
Also, as much as I hate Nazem Kadri, like the dude put up 30 goals this year.
Yeah, he's been really good. He's been their best player.
Also, how much I would have loved to have Mackenzie Weegar this year on this team.
He's been really good too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know how Flames thought they were in a they had so many good players and then they just got rid of them and then they tried to rebuild, but now they're competitive still. Like, what is happening?
Well, yeah, and then you had Morgan Frost and one other
Farabee.
guy. Farabee.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic in that locker room too. The one thing about the 3 teams below us is that they have all 3 of them have the highest overtime losses in the league.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous to me that a team that is technically 34 and 40 can only be 6 points behind us.
Yeah.
We are 40 and 35. We have 6 more wins than these teams. It does not make sense to me at all. And their goal differential, all of them are negative by like almost 20.
That's the other thing that's really a good indicator of who's a playoff team is
they just can't win by more than a goal or they just keep losing in overtime.
Yeah.
It's horrendous to me. Anyways, let's go through the Flames schedule. It's just so silly that you can still be in the hunt and stink like the Islanders did last year. All right. So Avalanche loss. See ya. They're getting smoked.
Utah,
I think it's 5-1. Win against Utah. Ducks.
I think they win.
I like a win against the Ducks too.
I think they lose Vegas.
Vegas, see ya.
I think they lose to the Sharks.
I think they lose to the Sharks too.
Yeah.
And then you're back against Anaheim. Maybe some bad blood, but
it's a win again.
I think they win as well. Wild. They're fighting for a playoff spot now.
This is a playoff game for them. Both teams, this is make or break because at this point, I think the Blues have probably passed Minnesota.
Yeah, if we play the way we've been doing.
Yeah.
Overtime loss?
Overtime loss.
Steal a point against the Wild. Sharks?
They win. They're not gonna.
Vegas?
Loss.
And I think the Kings are the most underrated playoff team.
Yeah.
I can see them getting absolutely smoked against the Kings to end the year because at that point you're probably not making it. So, we just put them at 4 wins. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 losses and 1 overtime loss. That's 9 points. That would put them at 89. I mean, if you give them even 2 more wins, they're at 93. Like, this is for the Blues to lose, is what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
The way you're riding this out, these 2 teams have to be nearly perfect, and you have to implode. It's really a good sign for us, even though they have a bunch of games in hand. But you said it right. We have all the tiebreakers. We have the plus goal differential compared to literally anybody else in the hunt. I mean, even the Wild have a -9.
Yeah, I was going to say, you look at the goal differential. It is pitiful for
It's really
the
bad.
teams below us. Like we're a plus 17. Vancouver's a minus 16. Calgary's a minus 24.
Jeez.
Bro, the Sharks are a minus 81.
Eh. They got to get another first round draft pick or first overall draft pick.
Also, can we talk about so Seattle's been eliminated, Nashville's been eliminated, Chicago's been eliminated, San Jose's been eliminated. Looking at the freaking Eastern Conference, no one's been eliminated because the worst team is Buffalo with 68 points, and the last wild card spot is 77 points.
I know.
Like
Buffalo can still, if they win out and everyone else loses, they can make it.
Come on.
It's like a 1% chance. Maybe.
Also, the swing of Columbus was just in the second wild card spot the other day, and now they're 2 spots out.
I don't get how none of them want to take it.
No
one wants to run with it.
Not at all.
At this point, I'm just hoping it's Columbus. I just really want them in. I don't care if they get smoked.
Yeah, I don't know. Wild. It's wild, and also shout out to Washington, man.
Yeah, what a comeback season!
Unbelievable.
What a comeback season. Shout out to their upper management, man. They went out and they got a couple really solid defensemen, extended Chikrin. You went out, got Mangiapane, depth piece.
Pierre-Luc Dubois.
Pierre-Luc Dubois is having a heck of a year. He's back. Ovi's making a run at the record.
Also,
you got Protas or whatever his name is. Is unreal right now.
And shout out to Ovi, who just had a classy act where they lost to Minnesota. And the players were all going back into the locker room, and he made everyone come back on the ice and shake Marc-Andre Fleur's hand.
Yep. Yeah, that was classy.
It is classy. And, yeah, you got your butt kicked or you lost a bad game, but hockey's just got this mutual respect that I don't think you see in some other sports. And it's wild. But, yeah, it's not a lock, but it really feels like it should be.
For the Blues.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be really fun. This last month is going to be really fun. Personally, I think we're in, and I think we're making some noise, dude.
Yeah.
The way it's going right now.
And whoever gets us is going to be pissed off because
probably
you don't want to have to play us in the first round.
No.
We are going in on a mission. Also, I think they're saying Jim Montgomery could be a Coach of the Year finalist. And for the first time in NHL history, a coach that was fired mid-season could end up being a freaking finalist for the Jack Adams. Could you imagine?
Jack Adams for Monty?
Yeah, you get fired from Boston, and Boston's like, yep, nope. You're not our guy. Clearly, the players you had were not the right players. He was the right coach, and Boston is now tearing it down.
God, dude, I can't believe how bad they've been, man.
Talk about a drop-off.
I know.
It's sad. Also, did you see the things? Now, Boston is like, did we choose the wrong goalie? Swayman will be fine. Swayman is still a very good goalie. But, I mean, you probably should have held on to Linus Ullmark as well.
Yeah. I think Ullmark was the better option, in my opinion. Oh man, I don't have much else to say. The team is just unbelievably fun to watch right now.
Yeah.
I think Binnington feels rested and he feels confident, and Hofer feels rested and confident. They've done that well, and the veteran D-core is just so smart, and your young players are playing fast as it can be and scoring at a high rate, and it just feels perfect right now. And if you can keep running with it, heck, playing Vegas in the first round would probably be better. You go 7 with them for sure if you're competitive. Then after that, I mean, who you playing? Kings? Oilers?
I think you're probably playing the Oilers. I think it's very hard to think that McDavid doesn't find a way.
True. He's hard to stop, isn't he?
Yeah. But the Kings are good too.
I know.
But it's going to come down to who ends up getting a better goalie in that series.
Yeah. I think Bennington's better than the goalies in that lower path with the Pacific teams than some of the goalies. Like, I mean, Ottinger and Hellebuck are just unreal. So
the only thing I do worry, Darcy Kemper has our number sometimes.
He's been crazy good this year.
Yeah. That's the guy I worry about when we get in the playoffs. Is Darcy Kemper. I'm not worried about Mackenzie Blackwood.
No, or Wedgwood.
I'm not worried about either of those guys. I'm really not worried about Skinner. I think Edmonton still needs a goalie. Hellebuck, is he going to have much in the tank left? I don't know. That's always the debate when you get to the end of the season as a Jets fan is, can Connor Hellebuck carry your team? Ottinger's a stud for Dallas. I think he is probably top 5 best goalies in the league.
I think he's number 2 or 3, dude.
3? I think Vasilevsky's still number 1.
He's up there too. Yeah.
Shesterkin, if he could stay healthy, would be up there too.
I think it's Hellebuck, Vasi, Ottinger.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be so much fun to watch, guys. If you're not excited, I haven't even been watching March Madness. I didn't even know baseball started.
Shout out to the Cardinals for actually winning 3 games. First time since 2006 in a row. First time they won the homestand, I'm pretty sure. Since
the opening homestand?
Yeah.
I was like, wait, we've gone on longer win streaks than that.
To start the season, they have not done that in a while.
Wow. Good for them for that, huh?
Yeah. Which I will say, the other thing, if you watch the video with Jimmy Snuggerud, he talks about really talking with Brock Faber about his decision. So I think Brock Faber definitely helped him make that decision to jump to the NHL.
Yeah, he said, go get your money, bro.
Yeah.
He said want you, go get your money.
So I'm very interested to see how this goes. I think there's a lot to be excited about. I think there's going to be some hard roster decisions coming here soon as well on who's going to be up here. And then when Parayko gets back, you got to make some tough decisions, and or if you ride it out to the playoffs, which I think they may do.
Yeah. Because
at this point, Kessel has to clear waivers.
Yep.
And so does Tucker.
So you basically...
And Kessel gets picked up. There's no way Kessel wouldn't get picked up.
True. Maybe. Maybe not, though. But I think you just need to wait.
Yeah.
You need to wait for the players to start making those types of moves. Just bring up your black aces.
Yeah. So I think it'll be very interesting. And the guy I still feel bad for is Nikita Alexandrov, who just keeps doing everything he can do in the AHL.
He's been great. He had 2 goals last game.
Yeah. I feel like, in my opinion, he's a guy that fills a Texier spot.
Yeah, more than anything else. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
But
okay.
All right. As always, we love you guys. Thank you so much. Keep sharing this. We're really trying to grow. I think we've slow and steadily still added people, but we're still just trying to get our name out there. So tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell a random stranger at the grocery store. It doesn't matter. We'll take anyone.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, y'all. Mike's over me. We're done for the night. Have a good one, y'all. Love you.
Peace out. Let's go Blues.
Let's
make
Blues.
A run, baby. Come on.
Hello, listeners. Josh here to tell you about the story of Across the Board and how it began. Husband and wife duo Ryan and Kim McDaniel dreamt of beginning their own business together while enjoying drinks on their patio. Thanks to an after-dinner party with family, their dreams began to take shape, and Across the Board, handcrafted wooden board games began. With Ryan's construction background and Kim's marketing and business experience, they began to design board games for family and friends. Several years later, they started a garage hobby, which grew into a warehouse operation which is still steadily growing today. Sadly, Ryan went through a battle with colon cancer and peacefully passed in 2015. Kim uses his strength, hope, and true love to inspire and drive the force behind across the board. It is truly a pleasure to be sponsored by a great business and an even better family. If you'd like to learn more about Across the Board, please check out our bio with their links. If you're going to search them, go to www.shopatbgame.com or visit their locations in Crestwood and West County Mall in Des Peres. For any other questions, don't hesitate to give them a call at any of their offices. It's a family business that we love and we love to support. And like always, the 5 Minute Major podcast is here to support STL local businesses, just like they're helping us.